Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going over the top 10 Team Affinity rewards, just to give you guys a heads up on which rewards you should be going after, which teams you should be choosing for March to October if you want to get the best rewards. So we're going to get into that, but first I'm going to let you guys know that tomorrow I will be starting some of my gameplay series. I'm going to be playing ranked seasons, battle royale. We may do some events when it comes out. A lot of my gameplay is going to come on stream, so I will be streaming tonight if you guys are interested in that. But I am going to be making several gameplay videos, separate videos from the streams, a lot this year. I'm going to try to get at least one out every day alongside some other videos. So anyways, I was just going to give you guys a heads up on that. The advanced hitting tutorial, it's going to be out within the next couple of days, but I'm not sure exactly when. So just be on the lookout for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, coming in at number 10 is the Baltimore Orioles, and just so you guys know, I'm taking into account all three rewards, the silver, the gold, and the bronze. And the Orioles sneak in just because of, their silver really isn't all that great. But that gold Steve Pearce is one of my favorite cards in this game. This card has been in the game for like the past 2 or 3 years. I love this flashback card. He hits lefties amazing, hits righties great, and he's pretty versatile. Sometimes in the past he's been able to play second base, but now he's just first base in the outfield. And then as your diamond reward, you get this 87 overall Zach Britton, probably going to be one of the most dominant lefty relievers that we get for a good while in MLB The Show at least. This is actually a card that I could see sticking in your bullpen for the rest of the year, maybe. Even I don't know how many great lefty relievers they're going to come out with, but this is certainly going to be one of the better ones. So yeah, the Baltimore Orioles coming in at number 10. At number 9, we have the Texas Rangers, and all three of these cards seem to be useful. You have the 76 overall Sam Dyson. This card always seems to play up to me from what his ratings are, just because he throws so hard and he has pretty good break on his balls, and he never has terrible per-nines. They're just always kind of okay. So yeah, overall I think this is a solid card. And then the gold, you get the Rougned Odor. You have a left-handed second baseman who hits righties pretty well, hits lefties fine, has okay vision, is not going to murder you out defensively, has a little bit of speed, just solid all around. Not great, but a guy that in the early game you could end up using. And then as the diamond, you get a dominant starting pitcher. This 87 overall Yu Darvish is a great guy to stick in your rotation early in the year. It does kind of concern me a little bit that he doesn't have a changeup, but he has great speed differential between his four-seam fastball and his 12-6 curve, plus he has that slider as a primary pitch, so that's pretty neat. You can kind of spam that slider if somebody decides to go righty heavy in their lineup, so that's pretty nice as well. So yeah, number 9, the Texas Rangers. Number 8, this is a very well-balanced team affinity. You have, for your silver, you have the 76 overall Eric Thames. I always hate making videos about this guy because I don't know what his fucking last name is. But anyways, you have this guy, big power first baseman. Maybe early in the year, this could be a guy that you kind of maybe stick on your bench as kind of a utility guy since he can play the outfield too. Pinch hitter type of guy, but he's not going to stick in your lineup for long, but he does have some uses early in the year. Then I love cards like this. This is a great utility player right here, the Jonathan Villar. He has great speed. He's not great defensively, but he's a switch hitter. He has good contact versus both sides, decent power versus lefties. So you could find a lot of different uses for this guy. Pinch running, pinch hitting versus lefties. You could even start this guy sometimes, and he can move around the field. So very useful player there. And then for your diamond, you have the 89 overall Raleigh Fingers. Obviously a great card. He has the sinker, the fork ball, the four-seamer. He doesn't throw extraordinarily hard, but all of his stuff has a lot of movement on it, and he's very tough to pick up too because of a weird arm slot. So yeah, Raleigh Fingers is a very solid diamond. So yeah, I like the Brewers collection quite a bit, but not enough to be any higher on this list, just because the diamond is a relief pitcher and you're kind of looking for more impact guys at that spot. At number 7, if this card had a better silver and a gold, this might be the best one out of all of them, but they're just not that great. You You have the 76 overall Christy Mathewson. This is kind of a useless card. He has terrible pronines. He's not going to be used by anybody. And then you have this Joe Panic card. He has some uses. He can only play second base, but he's a really good contact hitter. Doesn't have a lot of power, but he's pretty good defensively. This is you could stick this card on your bench, maybe as a emergency pinch hitter or a defensive replacement at second base, or maybe a platoon guy or something like that. You know, he has his uses, but he's not that great. But the real reason the Giants are on this list is this Juan Marichal card. This card was filthy last year. I have a feeling he's going to be just as filthy this year. He has 93 fastball velocity with 72 changeup. That's a 21 mile per hour delta between his fastball and his changeup. And he has a primary pitch as a slider, so kind of like that Darvish, you can spam it against righties, no problem. He has a screwball and a curveball. This card is amazing. The only knock against this card is he kind of has low K per 9, but I think with the movement, with the speed differential, that's not going to be a problem for you at all. So yeah, he is the only reason that they're on this list, because this card is so great. One of the best pitchers in the game right now. At number 6, we have the Colorado Rockies, and once again, it's all kind of because of the diamond, even though the gold is pretty useful. You have the 77 Nolan Arenado. You're not going to use that card any. That card is terrible. You have this 80 overall Matt Belisle, who is pretty interesting. He has a nice little 5-pitch mix. He has okay per 9s for early in the year. He has good velo, okay velo, and he has great break. So that's a pretty useful card. But then you get this 88 overall Dante Bichette, and this is, I want to say probably, but I'm going to say definitely the best hitting Team Affinity reward out of any card in the Team Affinity programs. This card is a monster at the plate. And if you're looking for a big outfield right-handed bat, you got to do the Rockies program, because he's just sitting there waiting to be had, and all you got to do is put in like 10 or 12 hours of grinding to get him. So there you go. At number 5, we have the Detroit Tigers, and I really like this Justin Wilson card. He has great per 9s. I love his pitch mix. He has good stuff. He throws hard. He's got that cutter. I love cutters in this game. He's got a nice slider. He has a good changeup. The only bad thing about this card is the walk per 9 and the lack of speed differential with his changeup. But for the most part, this card is great for a silver. He's going to be one of the better silver relievers in the game. There's only one, or actually two right now that I can think of that are really obviously better than him. But yeah, this card is fantastic, and I think he definitely adds to the program. This Pudge Rodriguez, if you're looking for a catcher and you don't have one right now, like me, like I don't have a catcher right now, this could be an option for you, but he's not going to be a late game guy. He's not going to go very far in your lineup. You're going to end up replacing him really quickly. But then the real bread and butter of this Team Affinity program is this 91 overall Hal Newhouser. He has great per 9s, not terrible walk per 9, but not great. Then he has great stuff. He throws a 97 mile per hour fastball with an 82 mile per hour changeup, and he has that big sweeping curve. He might be a little tough to pitch to against righties, just because you're probably going to have to be exclusively fastball changeup against them. But against lefties, he's going to dominate. And I think that changeup and the speed differential is going to be good enough to keep righties off balance. So you're not going to have too many problems against them either. One of the best pitchers in the game right here. Definitely one of the best non-signature pitchers in the game right here, and he makes the Tigers program worth it for sure. At number 4, we have the Dodgers, which is surprising to me because I thought since they would probably be really easy to complete March to October with, I thought that their rewards wouldn't be that great. And the Pee Wee Reese really isn't that great. This card is useless. But this Yasiel Puig card is extremely balanced at the plate. He has a good arm in the outfield, very good hitting card. If he were on my team right now, I would definitely stick him in my outfield for somebody. I'm not sure who, but for somebody. This is a very well balanced card. And then for the diamond, you get this 90 overall Don Sutton. And this card last year, it was very similar last year, and it gave me fits at the plate. He has this crazy, like, big breaking sinker that he throws kind of slow. He doesn't throw hard at all, but all of his pitches move a ton, and they all tunnel really, really well together. And he has kind of a funky delivery, and he's just a really frustrating and just pull your hair out of your hair socket kind of pitcher to face. You know what I mean? Like, he's just really difficult. And I love this pitcher. And I think the Puig and Sutton combo makes the Dodgers a really appealing team affinity program, especially since it'd be one of the easiest ones to do. So yeah, get on that one. Okay, the final three are really like 1A, 1B, and 1C, but you know, in all fairness, coming in at number 3, I have the Tampa Bay Rays Team Affinity Program. All three of these guys are useful. In Logan Morrison, you have a big power-hitting first baseman that hits righties a ton and can also play in the outfield. That's a valuable card. Not super valuable, but valuable. Then you have this David Price relief pitcher, great per nines, you know, four-seam slider, changeup, you know, the essentials. He has all the essential pitches, throws pretty hard, has good, well, decent speed differential. You know, just a solid all-around lefty reliever, somebody that will definitely go into your bullpen early on and maybe even a little later in the year. So very good there. And then one of my favorite cards in MLB The Show every year, the flashback Ben Zobrist. I love everything about this card. Good defense. He's a great hitter. He's a switch hitter. He can play anywhere on the field. I mean, there is nothing not to love about this card. And if you have this guy, it all of a sudden transforms your team, because guys that you couldn't fit in your lineup, now you maybe can fit them in by putting them at their primary position, moving some other guy around, and then Ben Zobrist can fit into whatever hole is left. I mean, it makes team building so much easier when you have a guy like this in your starting lineup. And even once he gets replaced in your starting lineup, you can put him on your bench, and then that makes substituting players way easier, because you have a guy that can play literally anywhere except for catcher and pitcher. So yeah, Ben Zobrist, one of my favorite cards every single year. I'm so glad that he's in one of these programs, and I'm going to be doing the Rays program really quickly. At number 2, this was a really difficult choice between this one and the number 1 program, but I had to go with this one as number 2. But my goodness, every single card in this program is amazing, and this is actually the first one that I'm doing. You have Aroldis Chapman right here. Other than the walk per 9, this is basically just like a diamond Aroldis Chapman. He's amazing. And I know that walk per 9 might scare some people, but if you're really good at pure analog pitching, you can get away with it, and it won't hurt you that bad. He has amazing stuff, amazing slider, changeup, fastball, throws super hard, good home run per 9, which that matters this year, so that's a thing. Yeah, just all around one of the best silvers in the game. Then you have this 83 overall Devin Mesoraco, one of the best hitting catchers in the game early in the year this year. This card, as soon as I get this card, he's going right into my lineup. This is, like I said, this is the first team affinity program that I'm doing, and it's mostly to get this card and to bolster my pitching, because my pitching is not that great right now. And then the diamond to help with that pitching is the 88 overall Johnny Cueto. There's nothing, this card is good, he's not great, but the fact that you have this card that's a really solid starter in your rotation, along with a back end of the bullpen piece in Chapman, and a starting catcher that has a lot of power, I think that this is one of the best team affinity programs. I think that everybody should pick this program to do either first, second, or third, just because it helps so many different facets of your team, and it'll just make your entire team better, all 3 players. So yeah, they come in at number 2. So who is the number 1 program? For me, it is the New York Mets, and like the Reds, they have 3 players that are all very useful. With this 78 overall Wilmer Flores, you have a utility infielder that hits lefties really well, hits righties fine. He's a very solid righty hitter. And he's not great defensively or anything like that. He has great vision, so your PCI is going to be fine. But he's not great in the field, like I said, but he can play 3 different spots in the infield, so that has a lot of value to it. You can move him around, you can put him on your bench, you can sub him in and out. He's a very solid player. Then you have this 83 overall Nolan Ryan. He's kind of like the Chapman, great per 9s, but except for walk per 9. You're going to have a little bit of trouble controlling him probably, but the stuff is just so legit, man. The 98 fastball, the 84 curveball, the 86 changeup, it's just wicked. So putting this guy in your bullpen is immediately going to make it a lot better. And then for the diamond, you have the 89 overall Jose Reyes, a 5-tool stud, well, maybe a 4-tool stud. I think over 50, I can count that as a tool offensively anyway, because he does have enough power to hit the ball out. He's just not going to be doing it a ton, and he's going to be getting a ton of base hits for you. He's going to be stealing a ton of bases for you. He's going to be playing good defense at shortstop. I love this card. He's a switch hitter as well, and you know I love my switch hitters. He's not short either. Most speedy guys are really tiny and they're hard to hit with because of the way the PCI gets scrunched. This guy's 6 foot tall. That's plenty to have a nice normal looking PCI. So this is a great player. After I get done with the Reds collection, I'm either going to be doing this one or the Rays. Probably this one, honestly, because I would love to have a switch hitting speedster with some solid power and defense on my team. It's just such a good program, this one. So yeah, I would recommend either doing this one, the Reds, or the Rays first, and then going from there if you're still interested in doing the Team Affinity stuff. Overall, there are some really good rewards in the Team Affinity program. The only one that's just absolutely trash and worthless is the White Sox. They have a terrible starting pitcher as their gold, mediocre like utility infielder as their silver, and then as their diamond, they have the worst diamond of all time. So yeah, every year they put this card in the game, and every year nobody wants it because it just cannot hit at all. Yeah, it's a great defender, and he has a ton of speed, but he can't hit, man. He cannot hit. Not interested in Luis Aparicio at all. He can go fuck himself. Not really. I'm sure he was a nice guy back in the day, but seriously, come on, dude. Lift some weights, man. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I don't know what time I'll be streaming tonight. I've been working super hard today on getting these videos out to you guys, and trying to create some for a backlog as well. This is probably the hardest 2 days of work that I've had since I've started this YouTube channel. And but I like it. I've enjoyed every minute of it. So thank you guys. The channel's growing super fast. I can't thank you guys enough. It's amazing. If you're new, please leave a like and subscribe. Turn notifications on. That would be great. And yeah, gameplay series start tomorrow, stream tonight, and advanced hitting tutorial sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. So be on the lookout for all of that. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow or tonight. But until then, peace.